Hi guys, welcome to my tutorial about resizing images. Now I'm going to take you through resizing images in a number of different programs in this video, ranging from high-end programs like Photoshop and Lightroom right down to uh, online photo editing pages, simple pages that are really just there to do simple things like resizing images. So right now we're on the Photography Club competition entry form. I've filled in some of my details already, and I'm ready to browse for some of the images that I'm going to enter into the monthly competition. Now, before I can do that, it's very important that the images have been saved to the correct size, and that's the size in pixels. Below this button, we've got basically the instructions for uploading those images, and that includes the correct size and the naming system that we use. It's very important that you look at that and name your images accordingly. So this video is all about getting the size right. Looking at these dimensions, we've got 1992, 1920 on the longest side, and 1080 on the shorter side. So that can vary depending whether you've got a landscape or a portrait in your image. So I'm going to start off with looking at Photoshop. Photoshop is an image editor that a lot of people use. A lot of other people use Lightroom, but we're also going to look at some of the ones that people can use if they don't have those. So let's go to Photoshop. Okay, so I've got an image that I took a few days ago in Skipper's Canyon that I'm quite proud of, and I want to enter this as an open image. So at the moment, it's if you look down at the bottom of the screen, it's telling me that this image is 151 megabytes worth of image. Now, the maximum size that you can upload to the competition is 3 megabytes. So we're going to have to bring it down a long way. So in Photoshop, we do this by going up to the top menu to image, and we bring down the drop menu to image size. And this brings up a window which shows us the image at 100%. Shows all the detail that we've got. It's very dark in that area, but here we go. Okay, now over here we have got the area where we can make all the adjustments. It's telling us that at the moment the image is 151 megabytes. The dimensions are 11,500 pixels by 4,595. Down here is where we do the actual adjusting. So it's set in pixels at the moment. These drop downs allow us to use other different kinds of measurements. So we can do centimeters, inches, we can make it a percentage, but we're going to use pixels. And I'm going to take the width down to 1920. Now you can see this little link here, this link icon is clicked on, and what that does is it automatically calculates the height so that the height is in the same proportion to the width. Now below that we've got the resolution. The resolution at the moment is set at 300. That's the setting that you would use if you were going to print this picture in a magazine or a book. For displaying on a screen or a computer, we want a resolution of 72. Now it's rejigged the other two measurements again, so I'm going to put them back to what they were, 1920. There we go. So now we've got 1920 by 767 at 72 pixels per inch, and that's correct. So now I can click OK. And there we are, it's resized the picture. And that's how much smaller it is compared with the original image there. It's displaying it at 16% of its full resolution, so I can actually bring that up to 100 here just to show you. And that's the full-sized image that we can display on TV screens or computer screens, and that's what we're going to send to the judge. Okay, so that's Photoshop. Now I'm going to head over to Lightroom. In the Lightroom interface, we've got the same photograph here. I'm in the Develop module at the moment, but you can also be in the Library module, it doesn't really matter. And the quickest way to edit this one, to change the size of this, is to right-click. And we get this drop down, and all we have to do is okay, so here we are in the Lightroom. Okay, so here we are in Lightroom. We're in the Develop module. You can be in the Develop module or you can be in the Library module. It doesn't really matter. What we're going to do is we've got our full-sized image here. We're going to export it to the size that we actually need it in. So we click on the top menu, go down to Export. Now we can do this another way. We can also right-click. We get a drop-down menu here. We can go to Export here as well. We've got the same window, which gives us all the options that we need. So the first option is the folder that we're going to save this image to. So I'm going to click on Choose and pick the folder. So here's the folder. It's already got an image in it, which is the one we saved from Photoshop. I'm going to pick this folder. And then it gives us some options about we can put this into a subfolder. We can choose, we can overwrite the old file that was already there. Various different things. We can also rename the file here. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I'm going to click that off. I'm going to rename this afterwards on the desktop. Then we have the all-important file settings. So here we're choosing which file format. We want JPEG, because JPEG is actually a format where it compresses all the data. Now when it compresses the data, it actually throws out pixels that it doesn't need. So we don't really want to do that because we want to keep the image quality as high as possible. So I'm going to leave that at 100 here. The next one is the resizing area, and we're going to click resize to fit, width and height. So, and I've already got the dimensions in here, 1920 by 1080, and the resolution is 72 pixels per inch. We talked about that before. So that's all you really need to do. There's also drop downs for metadata. You can choose which metadata you're going to include in this file. You could also choose to add a watermark if you wanted to. But we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to export this image now. Now it sees that there's already that image in there that we saved from Photoshop. I'm going to overwrite this one, so there'll only be one image there. So it's just exporting at the moment. You can see up on the top left-hand corner. All right, so that's all we really need to know in Lightroom. That's the image resizing there. It's just exported the file. Now I'm going to show you how to do this in a program that doesn't cost you any money. Okay, we're going to search for an application called Pixlr. This is a free application that works online. They also make a downloadable version as well. So I'm just going to type in Pixlr, and there we go. It's already come up with the options, and this is it here. These options are for different versions. So Pixlr Express is a cut down version. Pixlr Editor is the main version of it that works online, and Desktop is actually is one that you can download and have it running on your computer as a standalone application. So we're going to demonstrate this one here, Pixlr Editor. I'm going to click on that. And this is the interface that shows up. Now, when you first open this, it will actually ask you to log in, create an online login. I've already done that. So I can open an image straight away. There's the image. So once again, very simple to resize. We just go to Image, Image Size, and it comes up with a box that's starting to become very familiar. It has a field for the width and the height, and it's got a tick for constrained proportions. If we uncheck that, these things will be separated from each other. If it's checked, if we type in 1920, it will work out the appropriate width or height for that image as well. There we can see it changing. So those are the same measurements that we've seen in Photoshop and in Lightroom. So just click OK, and there we are. It's resized that one. So all we need to do now is save that image, and we want to save it. You get to choose the name, the format. We want JPEG, of course, and we want full quality, 100%. And then all we do is click OK and work out where we're going to save it to. I'm going to save it. I'm not going to save this one. I'll leave the image that we started off with. Okay, that's Pixlr. Now the final one that I wanted to show you was a simple online page that's just there to do simple things like resize images. So I'm going to click on a page where I've already searched for resize image, and it's got a whole number of pages that do a similar job. We're going to pick this one here, free online picture resizer. And this is what you get. You get a box which asks you to upload a picture. So I'll click on this, find the image, that's the one. It asks to continue. Okay, so here's our resizing window. You can see that there are a number of steps here. The first one is giving you options to crop and rotate your picture. Now we're happy with the format of the picture as it is. The next step is to resize the picture. We see a little drop-down box here which gives us some standard sizes to choose from. We're going to pick custom size. Now it's giving us some options for width and height. So I'm just going to type in 1920 as the width. Now over here on the right you can see the original width and height. If I click tab now, it's worked out 1920 by 767, which is the dimensions that we got in Lightroom and Photoshop. Next, step 3 is to add things like borders and effects, which we're not going to do because we're only about the size here. The last step is choosing our format. So we want JPEG, we want best quality, and we're ready to resize. So I'm just going to click the button here. So it's saying that that was successfully done and that we can view our image. So let's do that. Okay, there's our image, and that looks fine. So the final step is saving it to disk, which is this one here. I'll click that and it has saved it. It's saving it to my desktop. It's going to open it in my computer will open it just so that I can have a look at it. And yes, it's that image. So I can quit from there. And that's it. So I've saved that image in a very simple program that costs you no money, that's very easy to access. So thanks very much, guys. All you have to do now is rename those images and then you can upload them to the competition page. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you've got any more questions, please ask. I'll also upload this video to the website, or upload a link to it. And once again, thank you very much.